The announcement sent a wave of excitement through Kerala. For weeks, anticipation built like a rising tide. Fans spoke about it in cafes, on social media, in classrooms, and in stadium corridors. The possibility felt unreal. One of the greatest football teams in history, the Argentina national football team, potentially stepping onto Indian soil. And at the center of that dream stood one name, Lionel Messi. For many, this wasn't just about football. It was about witnessing greatness, a moment they could tell their children about, a memory that would outlive them. Behind the scenes, however, this dream was already moving into something more concrete. Money, agreements, logistics, and expectations that stretched far beyond a simple friendly match. Meetings were reportedly held, terms discussed, and commitments outlined between involved parties. According to officials, funds had been committed. Negotiations had taken place. Arrangements were being finalized to bring the Argentine team for a scheduled match that would capture global attention and elevate the region's sporting profile significantly. Everything pointed in one direction. The match would happen. The team would arrive. History would be made. Promotional energy surged. Expectations grew. And the emotional investment from fans deepened with each passing day as excitement spread across communities and conversations intensified. But then, something subtle changed. Communication slowed. Updates became vague. Timelines shifted without clear explanations. At first, it didn't seem alarming. Delays happen in international sports. Logistics are complex, and schedules can change. But then the silence stretched longer. And then came the moment no one expected. The team didn't arrive. No dramatic cancellation announcement. No satisfying explanation. Just absence. The stadium that was supposed to host history stood empty, waiting for a moment that would never come. And just like that, excitement turned into confusion. Confusion turned into suspicion. And suspicion turned into accusation. A senior official from Kerala stepped forward publicly, making a statement that would ignite controversy across the football world. Money had been paid, but the team didn't come. The words landed heavily and spread quickly across media platforms, fueling outrage, debate, and speculation among fans and stakeholders alike. They cheated us. In that moment, the story changed completely. What began as a celebration of football transformed into a potential international dispute involving money, reputation, and accountability at the highest level of global sport. Because this wasn't just about a missed match anymore. It was about trust, broken at the highest level. And the question that began to echo louder than the cheers that never came was simple. What really happened here? The reaction was immediate and emotional. Across India, fans struggled to process what had just happened. For many, this wasn't just another sporting disappointment. It felt personal. Some had already begun making travel plans. Others had emotionally invested in the idea of finally seeing Lionel Messi play live. Conversations had turned into expectations, and expectations had slowly transformed into belief that the moment was guaranteed. And now that belief was gone. Social media became the first battlefield. Angry posts flooded timelines. Fans demanded answers. Speculation spread rapidly across platforms. Was it a scam? Who took the money? Why didn't they come? The questions multiplied faster than the answers, and each unanswered question only fueled more frustration among supporters who felt misled and ignored. For local organizers in Kerala, the pressure became overwhelming almost instantly. Officials were now forced to respond not only to fans, but also to media outlets and political stakeholders who demanded clarity about the situation and accountability for what had occurred. The issue had grown beyond a simple cancellation. It had escalated into a full controversy. Because when a global team like the Argentina national football team is involved, the story does not remain local for long. International media outlets began reporting on the situation. Headlines spread beyond India. Football communities worldwide reacted. Fans across continents began asking similar questions, trying to understand how such a high-profile event could collapse without a clear explanation or resolution. Sponsors and event planners also began paying close attention. Because if agreements at this level could break down so publicly, then confidence in future international events could be affected in ways that extend far beyond a single match. Trust, once assumed, was now being questioned openly. Even within football circles, the ripple was deeply felt. Organizers began reviewing their processes more carefully. Agreements were scrutinized with greater caution, and fans started questioning whether major announcements could truly be relied upon without doubt. The emotional cost was just as significant as the financial implications, because for many supporters, the loss was not just about money or logistics. It was about a moment they had been waiting for, a memory they believed would happen, and an experience that now existed only in imagination rather than reality. As the ripple continued to spread across fans, officials, and the global stage, one truth became impossible to ignore. This was no longer just a missed match. It was a fracture in trust that could take time to repair fully. As the accusations grew louder, attention shifted away from emotion and toward evidence. Because behind every public controversy, there is a hidden layer of facts waiting to be uncovered. Officials and stakeholders began asking critical questions. What exactly was agreed upon? Who handled the payment? Where did the breakdown occur? These questions were no longer optional. They became necessary. The complexity of international football arrangements quickly became clear. These are not simple transactions between two parties. They involve multiple layers, including agents, national federations, commercial partners, and event promoters, each with their own responsibilities and expectations. Every layer introduces opportunity, but also risk. Investigators began reviewing available documentation. Emails were examined. Contracts were requested. Payment trails were analyzed carefully. The goal was simple: reconstruct the truth. Was there a binding agreement that guaranteed the appearance of the Argentina national football team? Or was the arrangement conditional, dependent on factors that were not fully disclosed publicly? This distinction became central to understanding the controversy. Some reports suggested that negotiations had taken place, but were not finalized in the way the public believed. Others pointed toward possible miscommunication between intermediaries responsible for coordinating the event. And in complex deals like this, even small misunderstandings can lead to major consequences. One missed detail can change expectations entirely. As more information surfaced, the situation became less clear, not more. Instead of a single explanation, multiple possibilities emerged. Was it a contractual failure, a logistical issue, a breakdown in communication, or something else entirely? Each theory carried weight, but none provided complete certainty. The absence of a clear, unified narrative only deepened the confusion. For investigators and officials, this created a difficult challenge. They were not just trying to determine what happened. They were trying to determine what was promised, what was assumed, and what was actually delivered. Because in high-profile international events, perception often moves faster than documented reality. What fans believe to be confirmed may still be under negotiation behind closed doors. And that gap between perception and reality is where controversy thrives. As the investigation continued, one thing became increasingly evident. This was not a simple case of a team failing to show up. It was a complex situation shaped by expectations, communication, and layered agreements that did not align. And until those layers were fully understood, the truth would remain incomplete. The moment the accusation went public, everything changed. What had begun as excitement and anticipation transformed almost instantly into scrutiny, anger, and reputational risk. Because now, this was no longer just a mismatch. It was a crisis with consequences that rippled through multiple layers. Fans, organizers, sponsors, and international observers. For the Argentina national football team, even the suggestion of misconduct carried immense weight. Headlines from India spread across the globe, questioning the team's integrity and professionalism. For Lionel Messi, whose name had been central to the excitement, the association alone drew unprecedented attention. His image, his personal brand, and the perception of reliability now hung in the balance. And for local organizers in Kerala, the pressure was unrelenting. They faced an immediate backlash. Fans demanded accountability. Media outlets requested interviews, statements, and clarification. Political leaders called for explanations. Each day, without a clear answer, escalated tension further. Every missed update, vague statement, or unverified explanation added fuel to the public fire. Sponsors and commercial partners began assessing the damage. Contracts were reviewed. Future collaborations were questioned. The ripple effect extended beyond a single sporting event. Social media amplified the outrage. Videos of empty stadiums went viral. Posts dissecting alleged mismanagement circulated at a speed that no press release could match. Organizers realized that perception now outweighed reality. The public narrative, whether accurate or not, was forming its own momentum. And in high-profile situations like this, momentum is difficult to control. Fans express betrayal, comparing expectations with harsh reality. The term cheated dominated online conversations. Reputations, carefully built over years, now face scrutiny in hours. Even those not directly involved began questioning governance, accountability, and the reliability of international sporting agreements. Legal advisors began preparing statements. Financial audits were initiated. Internal communications were scrutinized. The pressure was no longer just public, it was operational, financial, and political. Every decision, every comment, and every response was now under microscopic observation. And while the stadium remained empty, the consequences were anything but. Because this moment, this convergence of expectation, failure, and public accusation would define relationships, reputations, and the trust of fans for years to come. The silence of absence spoke louder than words. And in that silence, one reality became undeniable. Every action has a consequence, and some consequences echo far beyond the field of play. As the dust settled, the true impact of the controversy began to crystallize. Fans who had been caught in a whirlwind of excitement, betrayal, and confusion slowly shifted from outrage to reflection. Some debated whether the fault lay with organizers, intermediaries, or the Argentina national football team itself. Others questioned the reliability of large-scale sporting events altogether. For Kerala, the episode sparked deeper discussions on accountability, transparency, and risk management in hosting international sports. Officials convened urgent meetings to review contracts, ensure stricter verification processes, and prevent similar debacles in the future. In parallel, the story spread across the globe, drawing attention from media outlets in multiple countries. Headlines chronicled the alleged mishandling of the event, the unfulfilled commitments, and the ensuing public outrage. Each report added a layer to the narrative, ensuring that this incident would not fade quietly into memory. Sponsors and investors recalculated their strategies. Confidence in future events wavered. What was intended to be a moment of glory had evolved into a cautionary tale, reminding all stakeholders that even high-profile sports agreements require meticulous oversight and constant communication. Legal experts entered the conversation, debating potential recourse and whether contractual obligations could be enforced internationally. The debate extended to ethics. When money changes hands and expectations are unmet, who is ultimately accountable? Meanwhile, fans carried the story forward in digital spaces. Social media threads, discussion boards, and fan groups dissected every angle, every rumor, and every statement. The incident became a case study in how global attention can amplify errors and mistakes, transforming logistical failures into perceived scandals. And yet, amidst the tension, one subtle truth emerged. This was more than a story of a missed match. It was a lesson about trust, communication, and the fragility of expectation. For organizers, it highlighted the need for absolute clarity in agreements. For fans, it underscored the power of hope and how quickly it can be challenged. For global sports institutions, it served as a reminder that even the most celebrated athletes and teams are part of a complex ecosystem where human error, miscommunication, and unforeseen circumstances can create cascading consequences. Ultimately, The incident closed with unanswered questions that lingered in the public consciousness. Were there missteps that could have prevented the outcome? Could better transparency have preserved trust? And perhaps most importantly, how will lessons from this failure shape the future of international sports engagements in India and beyond? The stadium remained empty, but the story had filled every space with tension, reflection, and scrutiny. And in that empty silence, the final lesson resonated clearly. In the world of high-stakes sport, every promise carries weight, and every absence tells a story.